I remember so vividly Victoria saying through her sobs,
Clancy, if this is a joke, tell me right now. Like, seriously, I can't breathe. I'm crying so hard. Just tell me right now.
Hey guys, it's Clancy, and today I'm going to be doing another Clancy's Confessions, but this one's a little bit different. For this one, I'm going to be recount, is that a word? Recounting. Yeah, that's a word. 2 terrible pranks that I played on people that, that ended up with not the most desirable results, to say the least. One thing that maybe you know about me, maybe you don't, is that I am a prankster. I love playing pranks on people. It is just like my thing. Like, I love it. I live for it. It's just the best. So, however, it always ends up poorly in my favor. Like, it does not go in my favor. Like, people end up hating me, and things just always go so wrong. But does it stop me from playing pranks? Absolutely not. So today I'm going to have one that was like really bad, where things just definitely went awry, and then the second one is more funny. Okay, so the first one, it's freshman year of high school, and it's late, you know, I think it's like a Wednesday night, and I'm like, you know what? It's time for a prank. That's normally what happens. Normally just in my mind, I'm like, it's time. So yeah, it was time, and I decided we gotta pull a prank. So I'm on video chat with my friends, Catherine and Victoria, and I'm like, who am I going to prank? And so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna prank Catherine. So I texted Victoria, because like we're all on video chat, and I was like, we are going to prank Catherine. And we are going to tell her that in middle school, because I went to middle school with Victoria, but not Catherine. Catherine I met in high school. We are going to tell her that I used to be an emo/gothic freak in middle school, and like I wore all black, I wore black lipstick to school, and like we're going to tell her like all of this stuff. And but when we say we, it's going to be Victoria who's going to tell her, and she's going to be like, Catherine, like, you have to promise you're not going to tell Clancy I'm telling you this, and don't tell anyone, but this is who she is. Victoria's like, oh my god, yeah, like, let's definitely do it. Basically, when you're on, like, Uvu, you can, like, put up, like, a picture so that, like, you're not being shown and mute yourself. And so I was like, be right back, guys, I'm going to go eat dinner or whatever. Something like that, I don't know, a snack. And I left, but I didn't really leave. So I'm listening to this whole conversation. And Victoria is telling Catherine this, but I realized that's not fulfilling enough. Like, it wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, whatever, I was gothic, who really cares? So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a double prank and reverse the prank. So, and I'm going to tell Catherine, this is all a prank, whatever, haha, we got you. But now we're going to prank Victoria. So I messaged Catherine, I'm like, Catherine, you know what? Alright, I'm actually really here, sitting at the computer screen. I can hear everything you're saying. This is all one big joke, a prank. I obviously was not gothic in high school. But do not tell Victoria. I am telling you this right now. Pretend that you still believe it. And I was like, and you know what you're going to do? You, my friend, are going to tell Victoria that you cannot be associated with us anymore. The fact that, like, I used to be gothic, that just does not fly with you. And from now on, like, we can't be friends, because I came, and I told Catherine to say, like, I can't even be friends with you because you're friends with Clancy. And then I had my friend Nicole also say, like, the same thing. And, okay, so I didn't really think it would be that big of a deal. But then through messaging, like the video chat's done, Catherine decided, you know, as I said, flip the script, and she was like, I can't be friends with you guys anymore. That is so weird, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, and guess what? I'm turning everyone against you guys from now on, because we don't want to be associated with that. Because it's kind of like, we kind of had our own little middle school group, and they had their own, and we kind of like mixed together in high school, you know? So it was like 2 groups in one, and she was like, our group can't be friends with you and Clancy anymore. Okay? This was kind of like right after we all kind of like met, you know? Victoria freaked out. I get a phone call from her hysterically crying, and I'm on video chat with Catherine now at this point, and literally this is the phone call.
Clancy! Oh my god, you'll never believe it!
And I'm like, no, I wouldn't believe it. What? I have no idea. And she was like,
Catherine won't be friends with us anymore because she thinks that we're serious and that you really were gothic in high school, and she said she can't be associated with us anymore. And I told her it's just a joke, but she's saying no, like, I don't believe you. I know you're just saying it. And I don't know what to do.
and I'm like, okay, you know when you're laughing so hard that you're like, so like I'm making that kind of sound like crying. So I'm like, oh my god, Victoria, like, I can't believe this is happening to us. And it was, like, really, like, believable. And I just remember, like, a quote, like, a perfect quote from that night. Victoria is saying,
I just, like, wanted to go to high school and make friends, and now, like, we can't even have that, and now we lost all of our friends.
and she's hysterically crying, and I'm like pretend crying, and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening to us, like we have no friends. And I remember so vividly Victoria saying through her sobs,
Clancy, if this is a joke, tell me right now. Like, seriously, I can't breathe. I'm crying so hard. Just tell me right now.
and I remember just pausing, and I was like, should I? And I was just like, nah. So I'm like, I'm not kidding. And so this went on for a couple hours. Victoria was beside herself. And then finally, you know, it was getting very late, and I was like, you know what, Victoria? JK, joke's on you. This was all a joke. Okay, this is after Victoria was nonstop crying for hours. Victoria freaked out. She was like,
Are you kidding me? I was hysterically crying for hours and you did nothing.
and she was like, how could you do this to me? And I was just like, I don't know. And she wouldn't answer any of my calls, any of my texts. I remember her grandpa was actually watching her and her siblings that night. I remember I had to call her house, which is really weird nowadays, calling a house. Her grandpa picked up the phone, said Victoria wouldn't talk to me. And then I called again, like maybe the next day, I think. And then her brother answered, and her brother was like, Victoria's not talking to you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I remember that night decorating, it was around Christmas time, decorating the Christmas tree just by myself, like, wow, I am a really bad human being. But eventually Victoria did forgive me. All was forgiven. It's okay. It happens, you know. So yeah, that was a bad prank I played. The next one is hilarious. This one it was not as like dramatic and crying, but this is probably the funniest prank I've ever played on someone just because this is so weird. So basically for my senior year in high school, we had a class called Trilogy where it's like each semester, you see my Band-Aid, 3 semesters, and each semester you kind of take a different class. Like the first was art, the second is music, and the third was like drama. It was like the 3rd semester and the first day of both of our art classes for that little trilogy thing. And Victoria missed school because she was sick. So she texted me and she was like, Clancy, like, did I miss anything in art that's like noteworthy? Like, what went on in art? And I was like, ooh, this is the perfect little opportunity. So she did not miss anything, or we didn't do anything. We just like went over the syllabus. But I told her that we all had to email the teacher, introduce yourself, tell the teacher about yourself, some fun facts, and then list 3 reasons why you're so excited for the class and what you're excited to learn. Okay? So Victoria, you know, considering this homework, went and did just that. So her little email went a little something like this. Keep in mind, this is coming out of nowhere for this teacher. Like, she's just randomly getting an email from a student saying this.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm from insert town here. I have like 2 brothers. I have 2 brothers, and my hobbies are this and blah blah blah. And this semester I'm really excited for art because da 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 da.
She's like naming these reasons of why she's excited to learn. She's like, I'm excited to learn about this, blah blah blah. And she hits send and sends that to our teacher. So for our teacher, she just randomly gets an email from a random girl listing all of this stuff. How weird. Eventually, I think it was actually that same night that I was like, Victoria, pal, I was kidding. You did not need to send an email. Victoria like freaked out. I was like, are you kidding me? It did result in her like Xing out of our video chat and not answering my calls for a bit, but she eventually got over it, as most people do. And in her second email, she told the teacher that I made her do that so that I looked like an idiot, but the teacher actually ended up loving me like a little bit too much, so it all worked out in the end. So yeah, those were 2 of my funny pranks I put on Victoria. There's like a Victoria themed video, I guess. But yeah, I have played 50 billion pranks on people that are so hilarious, so if you want more of these, want me to name off more pranks, then let me know in a comment down below and by giving this video a thumbs up, or if you just enjoyed. And yeah, I would definitely film another video of this because my pranks are like my babies. Like, I love talking about them. I'm like, yes, that did happen. Yes, I'm hilarious. And yes, I'm a genius, but evil. So yeah, I'm gonna go, but I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. So yeah, those are some 2 pranks, some 2. I don't know why I just said some 2. So it was the first, so basically,